welcome to this week's video from Delhi Sustainable Farms. This week we're going to do something a little bit different and kind of show you how our boxes work and how our 20-pound subscription box works as well. So when you place an order online, we get an email and we then will go pull the items out of the freezer, and if it's individual pieces, we'll give you an invoice, and if there's remaining balance, we'll send that to you as well. But for the combination deals with subscription boxes, those are just flat fees that we will then bundle up for you and put in the box. So when we get our boxes, they come flat, obviously, and this is a 14-inch by 14-inch by 14-inch box. And so we have these thermal inserts, which are 100% recyclable, as well as our box as well. So everything that you get from us is recyclable and kind of goes along with our sustainable mission. So you will put the inserts inside of the box. And they just fold into 2 C's. So you can easily take them out of the box and put them into a recycled container or use them for other purposes. It could be used as a small little cooler if you wanted to as well. So once we get that inside, it leaves us with a nice little area that we can then put all of your products into. Then the top folds down, you will tape up whatever we have inside, put your label on it, and send it through UPS, or if it's not too far away, we will also kind of just put your name and address on it and then drop it off as well. All of our boxes ship on Mondays, and they usually arrive then at your doorstep on Tuesdays. For the subscription box, we have pulled kind of roughly what one of those would look like, and that is the 20-pound subscription box specifically. And it depends each month, but we'll always have some hamburger in it, at least 7 pounds. We'll always have a roast, and we'll always have a chicken product and a steak. The 10-pound box does not have steak in it because it takes too much of the weight in order for the box to have as much stuff in there as possible. So with this specific box, we have a nice chuck roast. We have some hamburger patties. This specific one also has a porterhouse steak, some round steak, which is basically the cube steak, except it hasn't been tenderized. So those are good for anything such as fajitas. You can tenderize them themselves and make like country fried steaks and that type of stuff. We then have also a package of short ribs and then a package of the chicken breasts. So all of this then, for a one-time purchase, is $160, and that is free shipping within Missouri. If you want to subscribe, which we recommend, you save 5%, and it automatically renews then every month, and that takes 5% off, like I said. So for the subscription box for 20 pounds, it is then $152. And you don't have to worry about it. Meat will just show up to your front doorstep then once a month. So that's kind of how the subscription box works. The 10-pound box is similar, except for, like I said, it doesn't have the steak product. You can add that on, and then it will have a little bit less hamburger, and we'll usually always have like a roast, like I said. All of these descriptions are on our website, so if you're curious kind of what that entails, you can always go on there and kind of check that out. And so for a 10-pound box, it is $90, and then it takes, again, 5% off of that if you do subscribe monthly. So it's very similar. The pricing is very similar to what we have for our bulk beef, so like a quarter, half, or whole, but it has the smaller quantities for those who can't really have the freezer space to put everything in there and keep it fresh. So that's kind of the rundown of the subscription boxes. We then would put all of this stuff into that box that I showed you before and get it filled with some dry ice. We usually only put about 6 pounds of dry ice in it, and that is usually good enough to keep things frozen for up to 36 hours. So we overnight ship everything. That way it gets to you within that 24-hour period, and the dry ice then allows it to stay frozen in case something would happen with the carrier service. So if there's still some dry ice in the box when you do get it, you just have to be aware not to touch that specific dry ice because it can give you thermal frostbite, and then just kind of it'll evaporate or sublimate on its own. So just leave the box open to the air, and then you can use your products, defrost them, use them immediately, or put them in a freezer and kind of go from there. So here are some of the products that you could easily see in one of your subscription boxes. These are our short ribs, and as you can see, there's usually 2 slabs with 3 ribs apiece in them. Up next, we have our hamburger patties. There's usually 4 patties in the package, and they're 1/3 pound patties, so very quick and easy to make. This is then one of the types of roast we have. We have several different types of roast. You can refer to our website for those as well, but this is a nice chuck roast, which is about usually what our roasts look like. Up next then is that round steak that I mentioned earlier in the video. It can be used as country fried steak if you tenderize it, or fajitas. It's just a little more lean cut of meat. And then here then is one of the steaks. This specific steak is a T-bone, and the 20-pound box will rotate through which couple steaks will be in that box. And last but not least, here's a package of the chicken breasts. And there's 4 chicken breasts into one package, and there's usually plenty of product then to make it for at least a week. So that's this week's video. If you have any ideas of future videos, be sure to let us know. If you have any questions, be sure to comment those below as well, and subscribe to our page. You can stay up to date on all of our things going on around the farm. So have a great week, and we'll see you again next week.